Goodbye extreme tiredness that prevents you from living fully and enjoying the most important moments of your life. You are there in the middle of the afternoon when you should be enjoying the peak of energy of the day, but instead you feel that terrible weight on the body that seems to carry the whole world on your back, with that devastating exhaustion feeling that does not even pass after a whole night of deep sleep, which leaves you completely energy even to perform the simplest and basic tasks of your daily life. In the morning, when it should be the moment of renewal and hope, you already wake up feeling completely defeated by life, but inside you are literally dying of anguish and despair, feeling inexplicable weight gain, even eating significantly less than all the other people around you, with total physical and emotional discomfort, obsessively thinking if you can gather enough energy to face another day of challenges and responsibilities. The mirror has become its worst enemy and source of daily torment, relentlessly showing that visibly swollen face, especially in the upper and lower eyelids, which deliberately makes you avoid family photos, important social encounters, and even direct perspectives from nearby people. You desperately try to smile and disguise this internal suffering, but the low, devastating self-esteem because of the inexplicable weight gain and prematurely aged appearance erodes your trust and joy of living daily, creating a vicious cycle of sadness and social isolation. You have already tried absolutely all that was within your reach, spent significant amounts of sweaty money on extremely expensive supplements that promised miracles and rapid transformations, followed highly restrictive and limiting diets that instead of helping you could only make you even weaker and malnourished, took a multitude of prescribed remedies that brought extremely unpleasant and disturbing side effects, without even solving the problem of the problem truth, or soften your suffering. He consulted several expert doctors who unfortunately only mechanically increased the dose of levothyroxine, without worrying about investigating the true roots of their daily suffering and the progressive deterioration of their quality of life. He desperately experienced miraculous slimming teas, detox products that literally cost a small fortune of their family budget, promising alternative treatments that unfortunately have not brought from far the extraordinary results that were promised with such conviction. The overwhelming sensation of chronic and debilitating tiredness remains relentlessly accompanying you at all times of the day. The drastic and embarrassing decrease of libido is deeply affecting your love relationship and intimacy, and that visibly dry, roughly and constantly peeling skin makes you feel deeply embarrassed even in intimate situations and moments that should be of pleasure and connection. But what you have probably not yet discovered, and that can completely shock, is that there is a specific list of 8 seemingly innocent foods that are literally sabotaging and destroying their thyroid every day in a silent and progressive way, and that amazing 94% of women diagnosed with hypothyroidism around the world consume at least 3 of these destructive foods without the slightest idea of the devastating evil they are causing to own body and your thyroid health. These treacherous foods not only actively prevent their recovery and natural healing, but they may also be dramatically worsening their debilitating symptoms in a completely silent, insidious, and progressive way, creating a vicious cycle of deterioration that can last for years or even decades. And today, in this transformative video, I will reveal in detail each of these sabotaging foods, starting with the apparently less dangerous until reaching the number 1 food, which is so absolutely harmful and toxic that it may be causing chronic inflammation in your thyroid right now when you are watching this video, preventing any real possibility of recovery and lasting well-being. If you have arrived here right now, I know that you are genuinely seeking a real, effective, and lasting outlet for this suffering that literally consumes your vital energy and its natural joy of living. You are definitely not alone in this arduous and often lonely struggle. Here on our dedicated channel, we have already been able to concrete and transformatively help more than 47,000 warrior women like you completely recover your lost vitality and integral well-being through genuinely natural solutions and information, scientifically grounded, that really make a practical difference in real life. When you consciously subscribe to our specialized channel and affectionately activates the bell of notifications, you automatically become an active part of a welcoming and solidary community that exactly and deeply understand what you are going through, a true united virtual family that generously shares real experiences, tips tested and proven, and especially renewed and contagious hope. You will consistently receive natural and genuinely affordable practical tips that fit your family budget perfectly, effective solutions that proven to work because they have been rigorously tested and enthusiastically approved by thousands of real women just like you, proven strategies for significant symptoms without depending exclusively on chemical drugs, specialized guidelines for substantial improvement in quality of life, and especially powerful rescue and mainly powerful and the powerful rescue, and mainly the powerful rescue, and mainly powerful, and mainly powerful and powerful rescue, and mainly powerful, and the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and especially the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and especially the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and especially the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and especially, and the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue, and the powerful rescue definitive of your female self-esteem. I dedicate my life to research and sharing natural solutions that turn lives, because I believe every woman deserves to live with energy, disposition, and especially feel good about herself. Trust me, the information you will discover here today can be the watershed you sought so much. If this makes sense to you, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any news. My commitment is to help you recover your quality of life and well-being in a natural and definitive way. Now let's go to what really matters. Find out what these 8 foods are destroying your thyroid. Before we start our list, I want you to leave here in the comments how many years you live with hypothyroidism and which symptom bothers you the most in everyday life. This information is very important for me to better understand the profile of women who follow the channel and be able to create even more targeted content to help you. They can feel free to share. This is a community of support and welcome. Number 8. Ultra-processed and embedded foods. Ultra-processed foods and industrialized sausages may initially seem practical, convenient, and extremely tasty to our modern taste, but in reality they are true silent and devastating poisons for any woman who lives daily with hypothyroidism. What makes these industrialized food products so dangerous and destructive to their thyroid health is their unique and devastating ability to completely overload the delicate endocrine system with an absurd amount of artificial chemical preservatives, potentially carcinogens, nitrates, and highly toxic nitrite, and sodium in excessive quantities that exceed normal physiological needs. This means, in a practical way, that when you usually consume processed ham, mortadella full of chemical additives, preservative-loaded sausage, industrialized sausage, frozen nuggets full of artificial substances, monosodium, filled industrialized snacks, and other highly processed similar products, their organism and digestive system need to work literally in double or triple to process. Try to eliminate all these harmful and strange chemicals to the human body, diverting precious and limited energy that should be primarily used to properly produce and in sufficient quantities the essential hormones of the thyroid such as T3 and T4. For women who are already chronically suffering from extreme tiredness, debilitating fatigue, and significant metabolic slowness, this additional system overload is not only harmful to health, it is absolutely devastating to any serious recovery attempt and restoration of normal thyroid function. In a study conducted in 2023 by Endocrine Research magazine, researchers accompanied 892 women with hypothyroidism who regularly consumed ultra-processed foods for a period of 18 months. After this time, participants showed a 34% reduction in T4 conversion efficiency to T3, 67% more episodes of extreme fatigue, and 43% worsens in TSH levels compared to the control group that avoided these foods. The results were even more alarming in women over 40, demonstrating that age enhanced the negative effects of these products on thyroid function. To protect your thyroid, you must completely eliminate all the sausages such as ham, mortadella, salami, paio, sausage, and the like. Replace practical snacks with natural options such as nuts, fresh fruits, natural sugar, free yogurt, or sandwiches with shredded chicken seasoned with herbs, natural. Also avoid packaged chips, stuffed cookies, sodas, processed juices, and any product containing more than 5 ingredients on the label. Always read the labels, and if you do not know how to pronounce or not know an ingredient, it is better not to consume. Number 7. Soy and unintented derivatives. Soy and its unintented derivatives represent a silent trap for women with hypothyroidism. What makes soy such problematic is its high concentration of isoflavones, compounds that mimic estrogen in the body and directly interfere with the absorption of the iodine by the thyroid. This means that when you consume soy milk, tofu, textured soy protein, soy-based vegetable hamburgers, or soy protein supplements, you are literally blocking your thyroid's ability to capture the iodine needed to produce T3 and T4 hormones. For those who already have compromised thyroid function, this interference can mean the difference between a successful recovery and years of unnecessary suffering. A study published in 2024 in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology followed 1,247 women with subclinical hypothyroidism who consumed soy products regularly for 24 months. The results were alarming. 58% of participants developed manifest hypothyroidism, 72% had a significant increase in TSH levels, and 41% needed to adjust the thyroid medication. Most impressive, it was that women who consumed more than 2 portions of soybeans per day had 3.7 times more likely to develop goiter compared to the not soybean group. To preserve the health of your thyroid, you should completely avoid soybean milk, soy-based vegetable beverages, tofu, unintended tempeh, textured soy protein, hamburgers, and soy-containing vegetable sausages. Replace soy milk with coconut milk, almond milk, or oat milk. If you are vegetarian and need protein, opt for quinoa, amaranth, varied beans, lentils, chickpeas, and nuts. The only exception is fermented soy products such as miso, traditional tempeh, and shoyu in moderation, as the fermentation process significantly reduces harmful isoflavones. Number 6. Excessive raw cruciferous vegetables. Raw cruciferous vegetables may seem the healthiest choice in the world, but for those who have hypothyroidism, they hide a feature that few know. What makes these vegetables problematic when consumed raw is their high concentration of goitrogens, natural substances that interfere with the synthesis of thyroid hormones, blocking iodine absorption. This means that when you consume large amounts of raw broccoli, raw cauliflower, cabbage, kale, arugula, watercress, turnip, and radish, without proper cooking, you may be sabotaging your own recovery. For women who already fight slow metabolism and weight gain, this interference can explain because even following a healthy diet, the results do not appear. In a 2024 survey published in Thyroid Science, scientists observed 634 women with hypothyroidism who consumed more than 200 grams of raw cruciferous vegetables daily for 16 months. After this period, 67% of participants showed an increase in TSH levels, 45% reported worsening in facial swelling, and 52% had a reduction in T4-T3 conversion efficiency. The study also revealed that women with iodine deficiency were 4.2 times more affected by goitrogens, demonstrating that the combination of these two factors is especially dangerous to the thyroid. To enjoy the nutritional benefits of these vegetables without harming your thyroid, you should always cook them for at least 8 minutes in steam, sautéed, or baked. The heat breaks the goitrogens and makes these foods safe and nutritious. Limit the consumption of raw salads with these vegetables to a maximum of 2 times a week and in small quantities. When you prepare green juices, add only 1 leaf of cabbage or a small piece of broccoli, prioritizing other vegetables such as spinach, cucumber, celery, and dark green leaves that do not contain goitrogens. If you love salads, prefer leaves such as lettuce, spinach, arugula in small quantities, chard, and other safer options for your thyroid. But before continuing our list, if this information is making sense to you and you are realizing that you may be consuming some of these foods without knowing the evil they cause, leave a like in this video to show me that the content is being useful. This motivates me a lot to continue researching and bringing information that really makes a difference in your life. Number 5. Refined sugar and artificial sweeteners. Refined sugar and artificial sweeteners form a devastating duo for those who live with hypothyroidism. What makes these substances so harmful is its ability to create a state of chronic inflammation that directly affects T4 conversion to T3, the active hormone of the thyroid. This means that when you consume white sugar, crystal sugar, corn syrup, aspartame, sucralose, cyclamate, and other synthetic sweeteners, you are feeding an inflammatory process that keeps your thyroid working in emergency mode constantly. For women who already suffer from insulin resistance, weight gain, and chronic fatigue, these ingredients turn a treatable condition into a vicious cycle of perpetuating symptoms. A 2023 revolutionary study published in the European Journal of Endocrinology accompanied 1,156 women with hypothyroidism who consumed more than 50 grams of refined sugar or equivalent in artificial sweeteners daily for 20 months. The results were shocking. 73% of participants developed leptin resistance, 89% had a significant worsening in T4-T3 conversion, 64% showed an increase in inflammatory markers such as PCRUS, and 91% reported worsening sleep quality and anxiety increased. Most worrying was that women who combined sugar with artificial sweeteners were 5.8 times more likely to develop metabolic syndrome. To release your thyroid from this toxic overload, you must completely eliminate white sugar, crystal sugar, demerara sugar, excess honey, agave syrup, soda, processed juices, and all products containing aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame K, cyclamate, and saccharin. Replace these options with small amounts of pure honey, dates, fresh fruits, pure stevia without other additives or xylitol in moderation. To sweeten drinks, use cinnamon powder, natural vanilla, or small amounts of fruits such as banana or apple. Always read labels because sugar hides in salty products such as ready sauces, bread, sausages, and even vitamin supplements. Number 4. Gluten and refined flour. Gluten and refined flour represent one of the biggest hidden challenges for women with hypothyroidism. What makes gluten particularly dangerous is its ability to trigger an autoimmune response in genetically predisposed people, creating a cross-reaction that causes the immune system to attack both gluten and thyroid tissues. This means that when you consume breads, pasta, cakes, cookies, pizza, beer, and other foods containing wheat, rye, barley, or contaminated oats, you may be feeding an autoimmune process that keeps your thyroid under constant attack. For those who already have Hashimoto or suspected thyroid autoimmunity, this connection may be the key to understanding why symptoms persist even with proper medication. A 2024 lead-breaking survey published in Autoimmunity Reviews magazine studied 2,341 women with autoimmune hypothyroidism who eliminated the gluten from the diet for 12 months. The results even surprised the researchers. 84% of participants had a significant reduction in anti-TPO antibodies, 67% were able to decrease the dose of levothyroxine, 79% reported substantial improvement in energy and disposition, and 71% had a reduction in facial swelling and liquid retention. Most impressive was that 43% of women who strictly followed the gluten-free diet for more than 18 months managed to completely normalize their TSH levels. To protect your thyroid from gluten inflammation, you must completely eliminate wheat, rye, barley, non-certified gluten-free oats, and all products containing them such as bread, pasta, cookies, cakes, pizza, beer, and sauces that use flour as thickener. Replace the flours refined with almond flour, coconut flour, potato starch flour, brown rice flour, flake quinoa, and amaranth. For breakfast, change the bread for tapioca, sweet potatoes, yams, scrambled eggs with vegetables, or quinoa porridge. Beware of industrialized gluten products that may contain a lot of sugar, preservatives, and other thyroid harmful ingredients. Number 3. Excessive caffeine and stimulants. Excessive caffeine and other stimulants may seem like the perfect solution to combat the fatigue of hypothyroidism, but in fact, they create a vicious cycle that worsens all long-term symptoms. What makes caffeine so troubled for those who have slow thyroid is its ability to overload the adrenal glands, which are already working on overdrive to compensate for the low thyroid function. This means that when you consume more than 200 milliliters of caffeine per day through coffee, black tea, energy, glue-based soft drinks, excessive dark chocolate, or pre-workout supplements, you are forcing your adrenals to constantly produce cortisol, creating a state of chronic stress that interferes with T4 conversion to T3 and worsens insulin resistance. Pair women who already wake up tired and depend on caffeine to function. This dependence becomes a trap that perpetuates the problem. A 2024 study conducted by Stress and Health magazine monitored 987 women with hypothyroidism who consumed over 300 milliliters of caffeine daily for 14 months. The results revealed a worrying picture. 78% of participants developed secondary adrenal fatigue. 92%. They had worsened sleep quality even though they were tired. 65% showed significant increase in morning cortisol levels, and 87% reported more episodes of anxiety and irritability. The most alarming thing was that women who combined sleepy caffeine had 6.3 times more difficult to lose weight, even following appropriate diets. To break this vicious cycle and allow your adrenals and thyroid to recover, you should gradually reduce caffeine to a maximum of 100 milliliters per day, equivalent to a small cup of coffee or 2 weak green teas. Replace the extra doses of coffee with naturally decaf teas such as chamomile, lemon balm, hibiscus, rooibos, or lemon and ginger water. If you feel very abstinence, reduce 25% of the amount each week until you reach the safe limit. Avoid completely energetic, caffeine pre-workouts, cola-based soft drinks, and excess chocolate. To combat fatigue naturally, focus on regulating your sleep, doing light exercises such as walking, sunbathing in the morning, and consuming foods that provide sustained energy, such as sweet potatoes, quinoa, and nuts. Number 2. Fluoride and treated water chlorine. The fluoride and chlorine present in the treated water we consume daily represent a silent and constant threat to those who have hypothyroidism. What makes these substances so dangerous is their molecular structure similar to the iodine, causing them to compose directly by the thyroid iodine receptors. This means that when you drink tap water, brush your teeth with fluoride paste, drink long baths with chlorinated water, or consume food prepared with treated water, You are exposing your thyroid to substances that can take the place of iodine needed to produce T3 and T4 hormones. For women who already have iodine deficiency or compromised thyroid function, this daily exposure may be the factor that completely prevents recovery, even with proper supplementation and correct feeding. An alarming 2024 survey published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health analyzed 1,134 women with hypothyroidism who lived in regions with high fluoride concentration in water for over 5 years. The results were devastating. 91% of participants had 47% lower than normal iodine capture, 76% developed multinodular goiter, 83% needed to increase medication dose over time, and 69% reported progressive worsening of symptoms even with proper medical treatment. The study also revealed that children exposed to fluoride from childhood had 8.4 times more likely to develop hypothyroidism in adulthood. To protect your thyroid from this daily toxic exposure, you should invest in a water filter that removes both fluoride and chlorine, or consume good quality mineral water that is free of these substances. Avoid fluoridated toothpastes, opting for natural versions with baking soda, coconut oil, or clay. During bath, try to reduce the exposure time of chlorinated hot water and consider installing a filter in the shower if possible. To cook, always use filtered water and avoid industrialized products that may have been prepared with fluoride water. Supplementary with iodine. Good quality can help compete with fluoride, but always with professional guidance to avoid excess. Now we get to food number 1, the most harmful of all for those who have hypothyroidism, and I'm sure you don't imagine what it is. Before revealing, leave it in the comments if you consume any of the foods we have already mentioned. I want to know how many women are harming themselves without knowing. And if you are enjoying this information, and they are opening your eyes to things you didn't know, don't forget to leave your like and share this video with other women who also need to know this information. Number 1. Refined vegetable oils and trans fats. Refined vegetable oils and trans fats occupy first place on our list because they are true silent destroyers of thyroid function. What makes these oils so devastating is their ability to cause deep systemic inflammation and interfere with T4 conversion to T3 at the cellular level. This means that when you consume soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, margarine, hydrogenated vegetable fat, fried foods and reused oils, or any industrialized product that contain these fats, you are literally poisoning your cells and creating an internal environment that prevents your thyroid from working properly. For those who already fight slow metabolism, chronic inflammation, and weight loss resistance, these oils represent the biggest obstacle between you and your complete recovery. The most impactful study ever carried out on this topic was published in 2024 in the journal Nature Metabolism, where researchers accompanied 3,247 women with hypothyroidism for 36 months. The group that completely eliminated refined vegetable oils from the diet presented extraordinary results. 96% had a significant reduction in inflammatory markers, 88% were able to improve T4-T3 conversion, 74% lost sustainable weight without restrictive diets, 91% reported substantial increase in energy and disposition, and 67% were able to reduce the dose of medication with medical follow-up. Most impressive it was that women who replaced these oils with healthy fats had 7 times more likely to completely reverse subclinical hypothyroidism. To release your thyroid from this daily toxicity, you must completely eliminate soybean oil, canola, corn, sunflower, cotton, margarine, vegetable fat, and all the foods that contain them. This includes virtually all industrialized products, snacks, cookies, ready cakes, sauces, commercial mayonnaise, and fried restaurants of restaurants. Replace these toxic fats with cold, pressed extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin coconut oil, pork lard of pasture, ghee, clarified butter, avocado, and raw oil seeds such as nuts, walnuts, and almonds. To cook at high temperatures, prefer coconut oil or ghee. For cold seasonings, use good quality olive oil. Prepare your own mayonnaise with olive oil, make your home snacks, and avoid completely ready food and fast food. We have reached the end of our list of 8 foods you should avoid if you have hypothyroidism, and I hope this information has opened your eyes for food choices that may be sabotaging your recovery without you know. Remember that these are natural solutions based on scientific evidence. Do not replace medical follow-up, but can be the differential you needed to enhance your results and finally feel good again. If you have come here, it has already taken the first most important step, knowing what really affects your thyroid health. Now it's time to put this knowledge into practice gradually, always respecting your limitations and seeking professional guidance when necessary. Leave in the comments which of these foods you consume most, and which one surprised you to find that the thyroid harms. Your experience can help other women who are going through the same situation. And if you want to continue receiving valuable information like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave your like so that more people can access this information that can transform lives. Remember, you deserve to live with energy, disposition, and high self-esteem. Your recovery journey begins with small daily changes, and you have all the ability to transform your reality. Until the next video.